Hey guys, so in today's video, we are going over 27 profitable businesses that you can start during a recession. This video is gonna be unlike others because I'm actually gonna dive a little bit deeper into how to start each of these businesses, as well as the exact game plan I would take. I'll also give you guys some resources that you guys can check out so that you can learn more about each of these business types. But yeah, overall, every business on this list is one that I think has massive potential. And yeah, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, this is the perfect time to get started. So without further ado, let's get started. The first business we're talking about today is bookkeeping. This business should be able to pay anywhere from $19 to $30 per hour or more. Now, a lot of people think that bookkeeping is extremely hard to get into, but it's actually not. For those of you that might not know, bookkeeping is the process of recording the financial transactions of a company. So what did the company buy? What did the company sell, etc. And what's so great about this job is that certification is actually not required. However, to make yourself a more marketable and attractive bookkeeper for smaller businesses, a great game plan to follow is to start taking free online courses and then leveraging that knowledge in a formal online certification course. You guys can start small by posting your work on freelance websites like Fiverr or Upwork, showing that you are a talented and reliable bookkeeper. The more work you do, the more opportunities you'll get from bigger and bigger businesses. And yeah, eventually you can provide bookkeeping services for multiple clients at the same time. Now, the pay for bookkeepers can actually vary wildly. I've seen bookkeepers be paid up to $100 per hour, and it just really is based on the experience as well as the demand for your services. I recently saw a video posted by the YouTube channel called Realistic Bookkeeping, and she said that her pay as an amateur bookkeeper is closer to the $30 to $35 per hour range. But she knows that time and experience can definitely get her paid closer to $60 per hour or more. There are tons and tons of entrepreneurs, small businesses, and corporations looking for bookkeepers, especially with the boom in entrepreneurship right now. And yeah, I really like it because it is outsourceable at some point. You can leverage with building a team, but also the fact is that you can work anywhere you want, which is amazing. Next up is becoming a content creator. So as a content creator, you really have no ceiling when it comes to pay. Look at YouTube creators like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, who each have 100 million subscribers on their channels and easily make millions of dollars per month on their videos. As a content creator myself, a much smaller one, I can tell you that it is incredibly satisfying to own a business that is based on your own creative freedom. Plus, it can pay extremely well even if you don't have millions of subscribers. I'll say that it is very hard to build an audience at first, but here's some actionable steps you can take to launch your content creation career. First, find a marketable niche with an audience that is large enough to grow, but not so large that there are already thousands of other content creators doing the same thing as you. Next, you're gonna have to set an actionable, reasonable plan for creating your content. How often will you post? Do you wanna do quality or do you wanna do quantity? And yeah, any technical knowledge gaps can be addressed on YouTube. The thing is to stay consistent and be passionate about what you're talking about. Now, with my main YouTube channel, I'm able to make over $2 million per year just by monetizing it. And yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how profitable YouTube and content creation can be. What I would do if I was starting out is make a ton of videos on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, and on Instagram Reels, because all these you can basically create one video and repost it onto all different platforms. After that, start making long form content, create a catalog of evergreen videos, and then start focusing on more trending topics. And yeah, just stay at this consistently for a long time. Eventually, you'll be able to monetize using affiliate marketing, by selling your own courses, as well as YouTube AdSense and doing sponsorships. The potential is actually literally limitless with this, and I really do think it's one of the best jobs in the world. Okay, number 3 is being a social media manager. This business should usually net you between $14 to $35 per hour, but of course pay can vary depending on who you work for. So as a social media manager, the job description is in the name. You will basically be managing the social media of your clients. And to successfully build a business, you need to have a solid understanding of social media, including the platforms, the trends, and the statistics. Start by building your own knowledge base and skill set when it comes to social media. Try running a theme page or a small YouTube channel, as you can never run out of ideas here. Take courses or watch online videos breaking down how influencers build and maintain audiences on platforms like Instagram. Slowly add accomplishments, certifications, and experiences to your resume. And then approach small businesses who you think are suffering or can be improved in the social media departments and advertise your work and your skills. As long as you can bring value when it comes to publicizing a business, you'll definitely be needed somewhere. And there are so many possibilities for this type of business. Jordan Quinn, for example, is a Canadian influencer who owns an agency business called Social IQ that specializes in marketing, branding, and web development geared especially towards assisting or managing the online platforms of parenting bloggers. Now, whether it be parenting bloggers, cooking businesses, or entrepreneurs, there is plenty of freedom in the work you can do as a social media manager. And of course, the pay is not limited to what I said earlier. You can absolutely build an entire agency around this and make 6, 7, or even 8 figures per year. And yeah, you guys know social media is blowing up even more, and this is really the perfect time to get into this industry. All right, the next one we're talking about is a little bit different, and this is a lawn mowing business. Now, with a lawn mowing business, you can usually earn $40 to to $50 per lawn as a reasonable starting pay. However, this business has quite a bit of room to grow, and you can definitely build your business into a company that can net you way more over time. Take, for instance, Brian's Lawn Maintenance, which is a lawn care business started by Brian Fullerton in 2007 that is now both a lawn care business and an online resource for other lawn entrepreneurs. They have a website, a YouTube channel, an Instagram profile, and an online course that have all amassed hundreds of thousands of followers and users. The beauty of a lawn mowing business is that the startup cost is cheap and it's relatively easy to get started. All you need is some capital to buy the proper equipment, which will include the lawnmower, the string trimmer, the leaf blower, other tools, and protective gear. Don't forget about how you will transport these tools too. So you may need a truck instead of using your own car. Or if you're just doing neighbors, you could probably just wheel around your equipment. Once you have all that sorted, you can start reaching out to neighbors and local residents to see if their lawns need trimming. Build a schedule for your operation so you can manage several clients at the same time. And if you really want to get organized, you can legalize your lawn care business into a legitimate operation, especially when you start hiring others to help you. I personally love this business idea because it's a great idea where you can really get started at any age. If you're in middle school or high school, this is really a perfect business, and I do consider it a pretty high value skill. Next up is being a freelance writer. So this job can usually earn you between $50 to $200 per script with plenty of room to grow. And if you really want to see how far you can go with your freelance writing business, definitely look into the career and rise of Alex Fasulo, who's a freelance writer who largely operates on Fiverr and as of today has made over $1.5 million on the platform alone. I actually interviewed her on my channel not too long ago, so if you want to learn more, feel free to check out that video. So yeah, what I would do is research the freelance writing industry. What are successful writers doing? And once you've gauged the market, you can then build your own business and skill set. If you feel like you struggle with writing, consider taking an online course to help improve your grammar and syntax, and to also learn how to write for businesses you're catering to. For example, book publishers and YouTubers each incorporate very different styles of writing, and so you should figure out where your strengths are in writing. What I would do is I would spend 1 to 2 months learning the whole process of writing for whatever niche you've picked. For example, if you want to get into writing YouTube scripts, watch a lot of YouTube videos, build out a system for writing your scripts, and then build up a portfolio. With that portfolio, you can now reach out to YouTubers or whoever else you're targeting and offer to write them a free script. If you crush it on that free script, I guarantee you they're going to come back for more. And yeah, one of the great things about freelance writing is that you can actually outsource some of the work. You can outsource some of the research. You can actually outsource all of the writing itself. And yeah, over time, this can actually become a very big agency. You'll do all the writing at first, but then later you'll train people to write with the same style. And with that, you'll have a lot of leverage. Overall, a super cool business that you can start from anywhere. And I really do think that the demand for these types of writers is blowing up. All right, the next business that you guys can start is e-commerce. E-commerce is the purchase and sale of goods online, and any e-commerce business has virtually unlimited potential for growth and wealth. Warby Parker, for instance, is an online retailer of eyewear that started off as a small e-commerce business and is now found on the New York Stock Exchange. You can think of this type of business as opening an online store. So here's the game plan that I would take. You first need to choose a product to sell. To do this, you can research the market and find a niche that strikes a balance between being relatively uncompetitive while also targeting a large enough audience. Make sure to research the cost of supply and also begin to see what other costs there are so that you can calculate your profits. Then you'll choose an e-commerce platform to sell on. There's Shopify, there's Amazon FBA. Really, the list is endless with the platforms. And then what I would do is I'd actually either get a mentor or learn everything yourself on YouTube. Of course, there are so many different types of e-commerce businesses, so I know this can be a pretty general, broad topic. But yeah, the most important thing is that your product is actually a little bit different than other people's products so that you're not viewed as a commodity, because this is really going to drive down your price as well as your profits. Instead, do something a little bit different, bundle things up, change something that other people in reviews are saying could be worked on. You sort of get my point, right? Like, make your product better or different than others. From there on, you'll want to build reviews, you'll want to work out your logistics, and most importantly, you just want to get started. Yes, an e-commerce business can take some time and money to start growing, but it's an online store. This is, in my opinion, way better than a physical location store because you can sell to the entire world. Yeah, super awesome business that you can do from anywhere. And I personally know so many really successful e-commerce sellers. You can also build a business, build equity in it, and sell at some point, and that can net you a lot of money. All right, so next up is affiliate marketing. And the money you can make from affiliate marketing is highly variable and largely depends on the size of your audience. If you don't know, affiliate marketing is a form of marketing where businesses reward you, the affiliate, for every visitor visitor or customer that you bring. I myself use affiliate marketing with my content by attaching affiliate links to the descriptions of my videos. And I get a commission for every viewer that actually clicks on that link and buys something. Now, to get into affiliate marketing, you can start on any platform, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or some other social media site. I'll say the first step and the hardest step is to actually build an audience with your content. There are different ways of doing this depending on your choice of platform, but the one thing that applies to anyone who wants to build an audience is to provide value and to be consistent with that value. This means finding a niche that is not too competitive or a niche where you're actually highly knowledgeable. Yeah, so for example, I make a ton of content about, let's say, investing. And within those investing videos, I'll have links to, stock platforms. And when people click on those links and sign up, I do actually get a small commission. So yeah, what you want to do is build up that audience first, and then you can join affiliate marketing platforms like ShareSale, Commission Junction, or Impact Radius. These platforms have tons and tons of companies on there who are looking for affiliate marketers like you. Join those programs and then start making content that align with those products or services. And I guarantee you the earning potential for this is pretty much unlimited. You guys can do this on social media. You guys can do blogs. You guys can do newsletters. There's so many creative ways you can get into affiliate marketing. And of course, the great thing is that it's all online based. You don't need to be in a physical location. And yeah, it's highly leveraged because, your audience is all over the world. There are billions of people. So yeah, that's how I've been able to make over $100,000 per month in passive income through affiliate marketing. And also think that is, somewhat at the low end. There are people making way more money than that. So really cool business with very, very high earning potential. Okay, the next business we're talking about is just starting up any type of agency. An agency is simply a company that provides specific services. So they can do things like assist with web development, social media marketing, influencer marketing, and other highly valuable skills. And because an agency can be such a scalable business, the money that you can make from starting one can go as high as 6, 7, 8, even 9 figures. And yeah, take a look at a company like Omnicom Group, which is a New York-based advertising agency that now generates billions of dollars of revenue a year. There's unlimited potential with starting an agency. So yeah, first things first, determine your niche. Your agency will have to specialize in something, and realizing what you want to specialize in can help you do research into your industry, your client market, and your competition. Choose a niche that you are knowledgeable about and that you are good at. After that, you're going to want to decide whether or not you want to make your agency remote. This can actually really reduce your startup costs and enable flexibility for your business as well as your workers. This also may mean that you can charge lower prices, get more customers, and just have lower overhead overall. Because of course, if you're fully remote, you can, hire people from different countries. That's probably a lot less expensive than hiring people just in the States or wherever you are. After that, you're going to want to decide on a business model for your agency to run on. For example, you need to decide whether your services should be paid on a flat rate, on commission, or on an hourly rate. Once you have a pretty good idea of what you want your agency to be, start hiring people to help you or work for you. Start small. Maybe you can actually fulfill all the work yourself at first. And then after you get a client base, that's when you can make your first hire. Now, the hardest part about your agency is, of course, putting out good work. But beyond that, it's going to be marketing and getting clients. What I recommend doing is get on social media, offer a lot of value to your target audience. These are the people that would actually, hire you in the future. And yeah, if you can build trust with that and provide so much free value, it's very likely that they will actually come to you for your paid services. You can also do direct outreach to different companies. And yeah, you can get very, very creative with how you get new clients. Overall, this is a really cool business that can create a lot of cash flow for yourself. Okay, next up is website development. So this is a business that should be able to pay between $80 to $100 per hour or more. Websites are like virtual real estate. And at this point, they're always going to be in demand. The great thing is that yes, you can become an actual web developer, but there are so many platforms now that allow you to build websites without any coding experience. So I really do think that the learning curve for this is a lot smaller than it was before. The first thing you're going to want to do is teach yourself how to build a website. And yeah, like I said, it's actually not as hard as it might seem. Watch YouTube videos, maybe get some courses, and most importantly, just practice a lot and build up your portfolio. I recommend platforms like Webflow, WordPress, Squarespace, Hostinger, Wix, really the list is endless. After that, you're going to want to reach out to people who may need websites. So you can get really creative with this, right? You can target entrepreneurs, you can target YouTubers, you can target Twitch streamers. Really just choose a niche and then stick with that. I really, really recommend you guys don't just make general websites for everyone. Focus on one particular niche, get really good at that, have your entire portfolio, very specialized. And I guarantee you that's going to make your conversion rates a lot higher when getting new clients. There's going to be a lot of outreach needed, but as you build up your client base and, give them really, really good results, they're going to refer you to the people that they know. And I guarantee you your business is going to blow up, like in a good way. Overall, this is a very great high value skill that can be done just from your laptop. And I definitely think it's one of the perfect businesses that you guys can start during a recession or really any time. Okay, next up is becoming a graphic graphic design. So with graphic design, you can actually make a lot of money. I'd estimate anywhere between $30 to $100 per hour. Businesses always need graphic designers to design logos, flyers, advertisements, emails, and any other form of marketing. While it takes a bit of time to actually build your own skills and experience in this realm of business, I can see this business doing extremely well once you get the hang of things. Your universal game plan as a graphic designer is to just continually build your portfolio. Start learning, watch a ton of videos, buy some courses, and do think that you can build up some really great skills within 1 to 2 months. If you can, start to focus on a particular niche and then start finding your first client. Your first clients are going to be so important because this is where you're going to learn more about the business. And if you can really deliver to these clients, they're going to tell their friends. And yeah, the word of mouth for, graphic design is very, very big. This can turn into a full-time agency if you have enough clients. And overall, it's just a very high value skill you can do from your computer. And it's really a skill that a lot of people can learn just from home. If I were interested in graphic design, I think now would be a perfect time to get into this business. Okay, so the next business that you guys can start is becoming a thumbnail creator for YouTubers. So as a thumbnail creator, you can expect to make between $5 to, let's say, $100 per thumbnail. What I recommend doing is study some of the best thumbnails that are on YouTube. See what makes certain thumbnails perform really well, and then start building up your own portfolio. Like many of the other businesses on this list, this can be done fully remotely. And the biggest challenge for this is to, one, get good, of course, but also to find clients. So how I would approach this as a YouTuber who has a ton of people reaching out to me, asking if they can make my thumbnails, is to just, offer free value at the start. This is going to, instantly separate yourself from everyone else that's reaching out. And yeah, if you can make them a really solid free thumbnail, I guarantee you they're going to come back because thumbnails are extremely important. If you don't want to get started that way, you can actually just start going on Fiverr or Upwork. You'll generally probably make a bit less on those platforms, but that will allow you to build up a portfolio. Overall, I think this business has so much potential because, more and more people are getting onto YouTube. More and more people are realizing just how important these thumbnails are. And so yeah, if you can become one of the best thumbnail makers, I really do think that this can become a 6-figure business. Next up is starting a TikTok video editing agency. So I don't need to convince you that TikTok is one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. We've all seen its influence on today's media and culture. And yeah, consequently, more and more people are joining and creating content on there. There's a certain style and feel to TikTok videos that can definitely be emulated, which is why I think a viable business idea that you can definitely try is to start a TikTok generating agency. If you watch videos on TikTok, you'd recognize that a lot of the high performing videos are fast-paced, quick cut style. And yeah, if you know that, then you can easily make great videos for your clients. The people that I would actually target with this type of business is entrepreneurs and people that are trying to start up their personal brand. There are so many people that create long form videos on YouTube, but they don't have a way to sort of cut those down and post them onto TikTok, Shorts, or Instagram Reels. So that's basically where you're going to come in, right? You're basically going to identify people that are already making a lot of long form content and then reach out to them, offering to make them a few free pieces of short form videos. Crush at doing that, and I guarantee you they are going to come back. The great thing is that you can charge, $30 to $100 per TikTok video you make. And yeah, first you can fulfill this yourself, but at some point you can actually hire editors to do this for you. You can easily find video editors overseas, train them to have a specific editing style for TikTok, and then be able to use them to leverage your time. This is a super great way to get into the content industry. And yeah, I really think that as more and more entrepreneurs and businesses start building up their social media, they'll realize, hey, we need people that are really good at making these TikTok videos. And that's why the demand for this is going to pick up a lot. Definitely a very interesting business that I recommend starting out. The next business is buying and selling domains. So as we've already talked about, businesses and companies will always need websites for their businesses. And every website needs a domain name that is simple and memorable. This is where buying and reselling domains can be a profitable business idea for you. First, think of some niches that you're really familiar with, because then you'll have a better understanding of the values of certain domain names over others. Next, you should check the availability of some domain names that you've thought of. A great place to check is just going to be like GoDaddy or Namecheap. And yeah, they're even going to list prices for pre-existing domain names that are already taken. Compare the price of your chosen domain name with other similar domains on namebio.com and buy once you feel confident in this domain name and its price. Afterwards, choose a great platform to put your domain name in front of the buyer's market and then wait for a buyer to come in. I recently read a great article about a man named Rick Schwartz, a self-proclaimed self-proclaimed domain king who's made millions of dollars registering and selling domains to massive clients, including CNN. Of course, this took him a lot of time, but you can definitely see the potential here. You can also sell your domain names on social media. And yeah, I think the big technical skill here is identifying which names have not yet been taken, but have a lot of potential, buying them for like $5 to $10 a year, and then securing the right buyers. Another way to do this is you'll buy domains, create logos for them, and then make some type of website platform selling these brand identities. So for example, let's say the domain name thebrownchicken.com is available. I'd buy that, I'd make some type of logo for it, and I'd package that together and sell it to people that want to start a company within that niche. I actually think this is really smart because people are way more likely to buy a domain if they see it packaged with some type of logo. And yeah, there are some companies out there doing this, but if you can do this yourself, I think that can be an amazing business idea. The next business we're talking about is website remodeling / SEO. On top of domain names, company websites constantly need to be remodeled and optimized for users as well as search engines. This is a fundamental part of doing business online, and so a lot of website remodelers / SEO consultants are constantly in demand. To get started with this business, you will definitely have to understand the basics of web design while also researching the ins and outs of search engine optimization or SEO. There are plenty of awesome videos online, and if you want to go deeper, take some online courses. This is going to take a lot of time and dedication because SEO is highly important and requires a significantly larger knowledge base than a lot of the other businesses on this list. Once you're comfortable with the fundamentals of optimization, start assembling a portfolio of ideas that you want to provide for your clients. So let's say, for example, you guys want to set up an SEO service, right? So search engine optimization for businesses. What I absolutely recommend doing is niching down and focusing on specific industries. The last thing you want to do is become an SEO company that, focuses on all types of companies. Instead, you're going to want to focus on one particular industry and focus on SEO services only for those types of businesses. You might think, okay, that's going to, make it so that I can't work with that many businesses, but it's going to be the exact opposite. If you're very specialized with your services, then I guarantee you more and more people are going to be inclined to use you versus someone else that's more general, because of course you are specialized. Why would they not? After that, offer your SEO services for friends, maybe find some small businesses around you or that are online, and slowly build up your client list. Focus a lot of time and money on your actual delivery, because that's what's going to, make you have returning customers, and that's what's going to make them actually refer you to other businesses. I think SEO is a skill that a lot of people have zero clue about, but it's also one that you can learn in a relatively short amount of time. Overall, it's one of the best high value skills I think anyone can learn. And if you want to create a business that's fully remote, fully based online, this is going to be one of the best ones that you can start. The next business you can start is becoming a copywriter. So a copywriter writes the text that is used for advertising products or services. It's a critical aspect of marketing, right? Slogans like "just do it" are what make companies like Nike so unforgettable. This is why copywriters are so important to businesses and why copywriting is such a recession-proof, high-value skill. The first important thing to note is that there are no educational requirements to becoming a really good copywriter. However, what I recommend doing is actually start learning online, perhaps get some type of online certification for copywriting, and then build up that resume. If you want to build up your resume but don't have any people to write for, you can definitely consider completing a copywriting internship. This can definitely help you gain experience as well as network with the right people in a similar space as you. But yeah, if you want to skip that, I recommend just get good at copywriting, offer this service to your friends and to small businesses, and offer to write them some free or discounted copy. Start small, and your copywriting, as it helps more and more businesses, will justify your value. You can also get started on Fiverr and Upwork, but those are generally going to pay you a bit less. And I think that for most people, the best way to get started is, like I said, reach out to businesses and people, fulfill these services yourself on your own, and at some point start hiring people to do the writing for you. It's absolutely a skill that you can train other people to have, and that's why this can turn into a massive scalable business that resembles an agency. Copywriting is another really great high value skill that I think everyone should have, and that's why it has the potential to make a lot of money and turn into a full-on agency. The next business we're talking about is getting into sales, and I know this is a very broad category, but that's because there are so many possibilities here. Obviously, companies will always need people to sell their products and services, and if you feel like sales is the business you want to take on, then these companies will always need people like you. Now, the type of business that I personally would start in sales is creating some type of agency basically where you find setters, teach them how to sell high ticket products, and then put those setters within other businesses. The reason why this is so cool is because you can actually, train people to become good salespeople. And then these companies who are looking for people to sell their high ticket products will often pay between, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000 per person. And yeah, this is just a placement fee, you guys. They'll literally pay your company $5,000 to $10,000 to make the intro to someone that you have trained and put that person within their company. You guys can probably see why this is so scalable. And it's because you can basically create some type of system teaching people how to become great salespeople, enroll them in that course that you've created. And if it works, then you'll have a ton of great salespeople that other businesses are really going to want to have within their company. Do this and then reach out to businesses that sell high ticket programs and then offer to place your setters within their company. This is a super high margin business that can be done from anywhere. And I really think it's in an industry and niche that is blowing up. Okay, number 17 is becoming a virtual assistant. There's so many companies and entrepreneurs out there that need a lot of things done, including scheduling appointments, arranging travel, making phone calls, or organizing inboxes. These tasks can eat up a lot of productive time. So what these people will often do is hire virtual assistants to do these tasks for them. Now, this is probably one of the lower paying jobs on this list, but it can be done from anywhere. You can build up a lot of valuable skills. And yeah, it's really not one of those jobs that you'll probably do forever, but it's such a great way to get into the online space and start making money from home just from your laptop. You'll probably want to have some skills like being good at Microsoft Office, Excel, whatever it is. But for most people, they're going to learn a lot of these skills while on the job. The great thing is that you don't need to have a degree. You just need to be hardworking and you need to be able to actually, take on a lot of tasks and be able to sort of multitask. If you're good at this, then I think you can become an awesome virtual assistant. And yeah, if you're in the States, you can probably charge between $15 to $30 an hour. And eventually you may even be able to create some type of virtual assistant company or platform where you set up virtual assistants with other entrepreneurs. You guys can get really creative with this industry, but I really do think that there are so many people that are going to be looking to hire virtual assistants within the next 5 to 10 years. And you can either be the virtual assistant yourself, or you can be the one to actually find virtual assistants, train them, and then place them within other companies. Number 18 is just going to be freelancing on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork. You guys have already heard me talk about these platforms, but I think during a recession, especially right now, becoming a freelancer is such a good way to make money online. It's a business that doesn't really cost any money to start since it is service-based. And yeah, that's why I think anyone watching this video can pretty much immediately start by identifying a skill they have, listing that skill on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, and then start freelancing some type of specific service. What I would do is take a look at Fiverr and Upwork marketplaces and see what types of services people are offering. This can help you brainstorm and identify what types of skills you have that you can actually, sell or offer as a service. And yeah, if you look online, there are some people doing really creative things such as singing happy birthday for clients, along with pretty much anything you could think of. Then you'll want to create your own Fiverr or Upwork account. And yeah, there are plenty of online tutorials and articles that can help you actually optimize your account and your listings. List your services online, provide quality work, and then the reviews will speak for themselves. Yes, this is going to take some time to build up, but once you've developed enough traction and reputation, freelance work on these sites can actually become a very, very big source of your income. If you guys can get selected for Fiverr Pro, that's immediately going to make your business take off. Do everything you can to satisfy your customers and clients, get those 5-star reviews, and at some point you will be able to get selected for Fiverr Pro. Overall, I just want to sort of separate and create this independent category for Fiverr or Upwork because I think freelancing is such a great business that anyone can start. And if you want to get into entrepreneurship, this is one of the best ways to do that online. Next up is selling an online course. So people are always hungry for knowledge and education, especially when it comes to learning new skill sets or subjects. And yeah, as you guys probably know, there are many things that are not taught in schools. One of the most lucrative business ideas that you guys can start today is actually developing, marketing, and selling an online course for a desirable skill that teaches people how to make money. The first thing you're going to do, of course, is to identify a skill that you can teach. What I recommend doing is find a way to, connect that skill to making money. The best courses that are the most profitable teach people how to make money in any certain way. Develop some type of system, create some type of video course, packaging everything you know into, let's say, a 10 to 20 hour course, and then use a platform like Kajabi, Teachable, Thinkific, whatever, to host that course. There are so many resources that you guys can check out to, actually learn what makes a course good and what makes a course profitable. And so yeah, if this resonates with you, I definitely recommend doing doing more research. But overall, the whole industry of online courses is growing. I think education is slowly shifting from, more general education to very specific skills, and online courses are the best way for that shift to happen. The great thing is that the margins are extremely high, but of course it does take a lot of time to initially create that course. The game plan that I would personally do is first figure out if there's demand for the idea you have. You can pre-sell your course, and if there's good interest, then you can actually, start making your course. I'd say that typically a course will take you between 2 to 4 weeks to create if you're doing this full time. And so yeah, you'll want to make sure that the demand is there before you actually invest that much time into it. You can either go low ticket and create cheaper courses between $10 to let's say $100 each, or you can go more high ticket and sell courses that are between let's say $3,000 to $10,000. Those are going to be more done with you with a lot of accountability as well as community as well as group coaching calls. So yeah, it's really up to you to decide, what type of course you want to make. Do you want to have a low ticket course where it's just a catalog of videos and they are left to do everything else? Or is it going to be a very, very expensive course that comes with a bunch of things that requires your ongoing commitment as well? Then what I'd actually do is create a YouTube channel making free content and sort of positioning yourself as an expert. Give out a lot of free value in that particular niche and then use that audience and funnel them into your paid products. That's really how the most successful online course creators are getting their clients. I have 2 courses of my own, the Six Figure YouTube Academy, as well as the Personal Brand Masterclass. And yeah, I've also made a lot of content teaching people how to make online courses. I'll actually link those down below if you do want to check them out. Next is starting a business that makes handmade goods. If you're really into do-it-yourself projects and arts and crafts, then consider starting a company like this. These types of products usually make really great gifts, and people always need gifts for birthdays, holidays, and other special occasions. The booming DIY market is responsible for the enormous growth of businesses like Etsy. So making and selling handmade goods is really an awesome business idea to consider. First thing you're going to want to do, of course, is to figure out what you want to make. Once you decide on products to sell, list them on websites like Etsy, Amazon Handmade, create your own Shopify store, or any other platforms that you can find online. You can also market your products on social media accounts and reach out to friends, family, and acquaintances to not only get the ball rolling, but to also get some sales to advertise to other potential customers. I do believe that if you can find, create, and sell a really cool and interesting product, then you can turn your handmade goods business into something really big. What I would do is go on Etsy, look at what some of these other Etsy sellers are selling, and see if you can put your own spin onto it. The more handmade, customizable, and like homemade, the better it's going to perform. Otherwise, they would just go on Amazon and buy the mass-produced version of it. This is a really cool business that you guys can start from your own home. You can create, package, and fulfill all the stuff from your home, and if it does really well, this can absolutely grow into an empire. Yeah, overall, a very cool way to get into e-commerce. Next up is creating a business that renovates and flips certain things. The reality is that products, including basic essentials, are getting really expensive. Frugal consumers are always looking for good deals online, so one great way to make some money and build a business is to renovate and flip items online. This could be like home appliances, electronic devices, tools, mirrors, bed frames, couches, whatever. For example, couch flipping has become really popular over the last year. There are tons of creators like Ryan Pineda that talk extensively about couch flipping and why it's such a great business to start. And yeah, the whole concept of this is you want to identify pieces of furniture that, needs some fixing up or refurbishing. You'll buy that furniture for pennies on the dollar, make them pretty again, and then sell them for a big profit. Honestly, if you're looking for some cash flow and you have, maybe like a truck or something like that, then couch flipping or buying furniture like this is a really great way to immediately start making some money. You can go on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, identify things that are really, really cheap but can be fixed up, buy those things, fix them up, and then sell them for a lot more. For example, maybe you could find a desk that needs to be repainted, buy it for let's say $20, apply some paint, make it look a lot better cosmetically, and then sell that same table for let's say $150. That's just an example, but yeah, you can see that you can apply this concept to a lot of pieces of furniture or pretty much anything. This is a great way to get started with entrepreneurship, build some cash, and then take that cash and use it to start up any other business that you want to start. Really the perfect business for any starting entrepreneur. The next business I recommend looking into is doing a real estate photography and video business. So I've been in the real estate industry for a while now, and I know the importance of visuals for selling homes. For any home that's on the market, the impact of having good images and video on that listing is tremendous. And I really do think that more and more people are starting to realize this, and that's why the demand for this type of service is really growing. If you're good at photography or you're good at videography, I definitely think this is a really great niche to get into. Of course, there is a pretty big learning curve, right? Taking photos and videos of homes is much different than, let's say, doing portraits, but it is a skill that you can pretty much develop within a few months. And the great thing is that, real estate agents realize just how important these things are. So a lot of the times they'll have a very big budget. What I recommend doing is first get good at shooting homes, create your portfolio, and then start reaching out to real estate professionals in your area. You'll likely need to start off on the lower end of the market, and then slowly you'll get into the more expensive homes. When I first got started doing this, I shot apartments for like $50, but once you get into the more expensive listings, I think you can generally charge between $2,000 to $1,000 for a good set of photos. If you're also good at video, you can bundle this with video services. And yeah, the potential to make money with this is very, very big. If you can become one of the best real estate photographers or videographers in your area, I think you can easily make 6 figures doing this. So yeah, it's a very high value skill that you guys can do if you are passionate about photography or video. And it's a super great niche and industry to get into because this is going to be growing for a long time. Next up on the list is just trading crypto, stocks, or any other assets. So I know this is not a typical type of business, right? It's much different than the other businesses on this list, but I think everyone in the world should have investing as one of their income sources. The thing is that I don't think investing should be a very active source of income. AKA, I don't think day trading or options trading is the best way to go about it for most people. The best way to invest is just to build long-term wealth by buying assets and holding them for a long time. That's why I'm so big on just buying index funds like VOO, VTI, and other ETFs like that, because you'll just buy it, set it, and forget it. You're not stressing about picking particular companies. You're not really stressed about the price movements since you're only caring about the future. And yeah, with any money you have that is not being spent on yourself or your business, I think putting it into investments like this is one of the best things you can do. So while not a traditional business, it is an income source that I think most people should have, especially if they have money that's just sitting on the sidelines. If you guys want to get started, there's tons and tons of platforms you guys can use to buy and sell stocks. For example, Webull and Moomoo, these are 2 of my favorite platforms. And yeah, right now, if you guys sign up, you guys can actually get a ton of free stocks, and I'm going to be putting those links down below. So yeah, get those apps, get your free stocks using my link, and then just buy index funds that you hold for a long time. Based on history, these always go up in the long term. So sort of view it as parking your money in an asset that is pretty much guaranteed to grow in the long term. This is one of the safest ways to invest your money. And like I said earlier, I think this is an income stream that everyone should have, especially during a recession when all assets are, valued quite low. Buying now is really a great opportunity, and I guarantee you in 20-30 years, you're going to thank yourself. The next business I want to talk about is running Instagram theme pages. So if you've used Instagram before, you'll notice that one of the most common accounts you'll find on the platform are Instagram theme pages. A lot of these pages have thousands to hundreds of thousands of followers, and having all those followers makes a lot of businesses want to advertise on these pages. So to create a theme page, the first thing you want to do is think of some things that you are interested in. Imagine a topic where you'd be comfortable talking about it or posting about it regularly on your page. Also, you'll want to consider whether the topic is marketable and reaches out to a large enough audience. Once you've identified a niche or focus for your page, start developing a plan or upload schedule. Think about types of things you want to post and then start curating different content. The thing is that this takes a long time. It takes a long time to build any type of audience, but if you guys can grow an Instagram theme page, you can actually sell this in the future, or you can just sell advertising space on it. I think this is a very cool way to get into content creation without having to be the face of the channel. And yeah, a lot of people remain completely anonymous doing this. Definitely a cool business that you can start with just your phone, and the income possibilities are really endless. Next up is creating some type of small meal prep company. I think fitness is here forever. I think it's an industry that is still growing massively. And as more and more people want to get more healthy and more people build their businesses and don't have as much time to spend cooking for themselves, I think that meal prep is something that so many people are going to start needing. So yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory, right? You are going to start buying food in bulk and then meal prepping in large quantities that you can sell to people. I encourage you guys to look out for any licenses that you may need to do this, but I actually know a lot of people that do this just from their homes. They have a small little side hustle doing this. And if you do it correctly, you can actually create a pretty good healthy MRR, monthly recurring revenue. The margins can be pretty big if you deliver things yourself. And I think that for a typical client that, let's say, orders 15 meals per week, you should be able to make between $50 to $100 of profit. Overall, I think this is a great business that you guys can start if you guys are good at cooking, and it can create immediate cash flow for the clients that you bring in. The next business that I think you guys can start is UGC, user-generated content. Now, the rise of UGC over the last year has been astronomical, and more companies are getting into this. Basically, what's happening is a lot of companies are paying regular people that aren't big influencers to create content for them, right? This content is not posted on their own channel. It's posted on the brand or company's channel. And so this is where you can come in. If you guys are good at creating content, you can actually reach out to different companies and offer to make them UGC content. I don't recommend getting free product for this. I think you guys should be getting paid. And yeah, the typical rates I've seen range from anywhere between $10 to $100 per video. What you want to do is build up a portfolio of content that you've made and then reach out to different companies that you want to work for. The thing is, you'll want to work with companies that you actually align with and agree with, because your face is going to be used for their promotional material. You guys can reach out to these companies yourself, or you guys can actually get started by working for an agency. These agencies already have relationships with different companies that want UGC content, and so they'll hire you, pay you some amount of money per post, and then they're going to sort of be your middleman. Eventually though, you'll probably want to branch off and do this yourself, because cutting out that middleman can make you a lot more money. Overall, this is such a great way to make money from your home just by filming with your phone. And I think it's a growing content type that is going to really take off a lot more. Okay, so the last business we're talking about today is event planning and management. I know event is another broad term that can encompass things from parties to weddings to conventions. And since events will always be hosted by groups of all sizes, there's no formal education required for this area of business. Based on talking to my friends that do exactly this, it seems like such a cool business that anyone with planning skills should start. What I would do is first pick a niche that you want to focus on. For example, let's say you want to get into the wedding industry and you want to help plan weddings. There's so many individuals that are very talented wedding planners. And what I recommend doing is look at some of their social media, look at some of their websites, and see how they run their business. The thing is that this is a lot more profitable than a lot of people think. If you can create and curate really amazing events, you can easily charge thousands of dollars per event that you help organize and throw. And the thing is that events are taking place all the time, all across the world. There's always going to be a demand for event planners. And so if you're extremely organized, you're good at talking to people, and you're good at making events unique and memorable, then this can be a very cool business that you guys can start in your local area. The profit margins can be extremely high since it is service-based. And like I said, as you get very good at this, and as you really niche down, you can easily charge hundreds to thousands of dollars per event. So yeah, very great 6 to 7 figure business opportunity that a lot of people can actually start. Anyways, those are 27 businesses that you can start during a recession. I know this video was super long, but hopefully you guys got some value out of it. And yeah, if any of these things resonates well with you, I definitely recommend doing some more research, finding some people that are successful doing it. And then the most important thing is just to get started, take action. I'm so big on helping people get started with entrepreneurship because I think that is the best way to make money. And yeah, hopefully you guys got some great ideas from this video. Oh, and if you want to learn how to become a better entrepreneur, consider subscribing to my free newsletter, Hustle Club. And yeah, that link will be down below. Make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I make 10 videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thanks so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.